Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray, brought to you proudly by Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Barton Power Sports, Sportsman's Warehouse, and Best Care Home Services.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on this September the 1st. It's hard to believe. I can't wait to get out of here, head to the Dove Field, and sweat. But I do have some new lightweight clothing that my good friends at Prime One Camo. I said I wanted something real lightweight to wear Saturday to dove hunt. So I asked Stacy Walker, and she said I'd take care of that. And I told her my size, and so I'm expecting this big box to come to me, and everything. It came in a box I can't even get my shoes in, But it's a shirt, it's a pants, it's a cap, it's a gloves, it's a mask, and it all came in a box about the size of an RC Cola. Now that tells you a lot of people how old I am right now, and a couple of moon pies with that. But anyway, we're going to talk archery right now, and we talked archery earlier in the show with Daniel Stanfield because we had our first ever velvet deer hunt for our bow hunters back last weekend, and we talk on this show a lot about archery because the youth and the sport itself through the National Archery and the Schools program, and Dave has been to some of these events where the length of that huge building over in Middle Tennessee, I think it is, and those archers lined up, little kids, all the way from little kids to high school kids.
Right.
And so recently, one of my favorite organizations, you folks know I lean on a lot for Outdoors with Larry Ray, is the USA Archery out of Colorado Springs. Well, they just recently, not long ago, formed a partnership between the two organizations. And what I like about this is they want to help archers successfully continue their archery experience after high school by joining a collegiate archery team while pursuing a college degree. And we can't think of somebody better to talk about this sport. Is Mary Emmons. She is the USA Archery Chief of Sport Performance. Good morning, Mary.
Good morning.
We appreciate you taking time to be with us, and from Colorado Springs. I did not have any idea when I read the press release that the NSP 168,000 archers will be graduating from high school, many of whom develop a lifelong passion for the sport. Now, so what does this mean when you start partnering with this organization? What should we hope for to come out of this partnership?
Sure, yeah. Well, definitely that is a lot of archers graduating from high school who have a keen interest in the sport of archery. And, our main focus with this partnership is to make sure that we're communicating to these kids that they have a chance to continue the sport of archery on a collegiate team, either club or varsity sport, and continue to pursue a degree. And so it makes sense to us to make sure that we do everything we can to partner with NASP to make sure these kids are aware of these opportunities.
And I know I did not even realize there was a collegiate archery program through you folks there. And in 3 years, tell us what's happened in 3 years since that program started.
Yeah, so in 3 years, we've developed the program to, more than 75 teams across the country.
Wow.
They can be either, a varsity team in some instances, or in some places they're a club sport. Some of them offer scholarship opportunities, which is really cool.
Amazing.
Yeah, and we hold a lot of events. We have an indoor and an outdoor national championship, as well as an outdoor 3D collegiate national championship. And so we're trying to provide all kinds of opportunities for the kids at the collegiate level, to compete in a collegiate division, represent their school or university. And also we hold trials for the World University Games.
Yes.
Biannually as well.
And I know that when I'm looking at this thing, kind of blows my mind. I know where we've gone in collegiate bass fishing. I know where we've gone in rifle teams. I know where we've gone in other avenues. It just seems to me like it's a perfect fit for universities all across the nation to have an archery team and an archery program. And I know that's what you'd like to see more continue to grow, right?
Absolutely. We are currently looking to continue to grow the program and are trying to look at, which conferences we have colleges and universities in and see where we can help to fill in those conferences. And really, we're going to target all levels of competition, whether it be Division III, Division II, Division I. We're even working with some NAIA schools. So as many schools that we can get involved, the better.
And I know that through your efforts and everything, this is archery is your passion. Tell our listeners a little bit about your background, because everybody said, "Well, who is Mary Emmons?" Tell them where you came from and how you got to be what you're doing right now.
Well, sure, absolutely. Well, back in 2006, I was actually the first state coordinator for the National Archery in the Schools program in the state of Michigan.
Really? Okay.
For the Michigan Department of Natural Resources. And I held that position for about 6 years, and we were able to grow the NASP program in Michigan from 0 to, I would say, just over 500 schools in that time frame. So I have a long history of being involved in the NASP program, and I currently, still serve on their board of directors.
Yeah.
But in 2012, I transitioned over to USA Archery and have had, this wonderful opportunity to help grow the sport across the country in lots of different capacities. And so, being able to come back in this position and partner with NASP is a great opportunity for USA Archery.
And USA Archery is, we all look at the Olympics, and I know there's some Olympians have passed through your area, right?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, tell us.
We've seen, I think the most primary person you would see coming out of the NASP program from the Olympic perspective would be Mackenzie Brown.
That's right.
And,
yes.
You would have seen her in the Rio Olympics.
That's right. We saw Mackenzie in the Rio Olympics, and a frequent guest on this show is as we try to stay abreast of a lot of different sports is Katuna Lorig, the world famous Katuna Lorig, who now just shoots tires, on TV. I see her doing that. She's made through the Olympics to tires. But again, we're talking to Mary Emmons. She is the USA Archery Chief of Sport Performance in Colorado Springs, and we're talking about the partnership between USA Archery and the National Archery in the School program. Tell our listeners a little bit about USA Archery. What is its basis, and what does it do? Sure.
Well, the USA Archery serves really the two ends of the archery spectrum. At one end of the mission of the organization is to grow the sport.
Yes.
And at the other end is to win Olympic medals, Olympic and Paralympic medals. So, we're involved in all facets of archery, from, providing events to providing coach education, programming, high performance programs, and really everything in between. And, we really work hard to make sure that we can partner with any archery organization out there that has archers who might be interested in the target side of archery, and vice versa. We have target archers who are also bow hunters and like to shoot field in 3D. So there's a lot of crossover. And it just happens to be in Colorado Springs. So that's a mecca, I think we would safely say, for a lot of Olympians that no matter what sports you may come through, is going to come through Colorado Springs. And I was also kind of amazed at the statement by Roy Grimes. He's the president of NASP, who reports that has increased a student archer's interest in academic performance. In a recent survey, listen to this, 58% of the NASP, that's NASP, students replied that the program caused them to feel more connected at school. Yeah, absolutely. I think archery provides a place for just about anybody to get connected to an activity in a school setting. And so, for all of those, and we talk about this all the time, but for all of those individuals who maybe don't find their niche in other sports, archery is really something anyone can participate in, whether they're good at the physical sports. They don't have to be the strongest, the fastest, et cetera. But everybody can shoot arrows, and I think the more involved you are, the more connected you feel, and they can develop friendships and therefore feel better about themselves and hopefully focus a little bit better on academics too. I noticed that
a lot of my friends are bow hunters, and now there's World of Crossbows, which makes them feel like Robin Hood. But I know the true traditionalist, whether it was Howard Hill was one of those guys, and some other famous bow hunters, and a lot of them come out of this area. Fred Bear is what I was going to add to that. So you think about this, if you can actually, and I love 3D archery. Okay, that's pretty cool. That's really cool. And done that and failed at it, but that's pretty cool. But but there are avenues out there, and see little kids, and I'm thinking of little kids, 5th grade, 4th grade, whatever it might be. You guys are touching out. So tell our listeners out there how they can get more information from USA Archery.
Yeah, absolutely. Anybody interested in participating in a youth program or a collegiate program can simply visit our website at usarchery.org, and we've got some great information out there about all of the programs.
Yeah, really do. Well, Mary, I appreciate you being on with us. Thank you, Sarah, for, as she always does, and lining up guests for us, and we'll stay in touch and hope everything goes all right, and have a great day, okay?
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Mary. All right.
Beautiful,
all right.
Beautiful place out there. I got to tell you one Colorado Springs story.
She's gone, so you can tell it.
Well, several years ago I was out there.
And we're out of town, but
and,
it doesn't make a difference.
I was coming out of the USA shooting building.
Fast. Yeah.
And I round the corner, and I meet the USA Women's Olympic volleyball team.
Oh.
I didn't know they made ladies that tall.
Oh, my. How did you know that they were the Olympic USA volleyball? They have on shirts?
Yeah, they had the shirts on.
Okay,
you know.
all right. And
and
right away your wife said, I want to be one of those.
And well, my wife wasn't with me. So,
okay.
And,
you're running around with the USA volleyball team.
But I got a crick in my neck looking up to it.
Oh, my. Well, save that crick because you're going to lead in on the next segment.
Okay.
All right, we're going to take a break, come right back, and the man's driven all the way down here from Humboldt, which is in the dark a lot today. And Dave Gabbard's going to lead us in. We're going to talk about fur trapping on Outdoors with Larry Ray.